Bismillah. Welcome back, Zoo Crew. Good morning. And I figure because the sun rises so late here, I'm gonna try and capture the sunrise in the background while we're talking about morning routines. So this is day 32 of my 90-day journey. And the importance, I guess, of having a routine, right? So we kind of spoke about this briefly yesterday. And I guess at one point we will talk about evening routines because the way I see it, it's like a plane, right? So you have to have a smooth takeoff and a smooth landing. And then if you have turbulence throughout the day, it doesn't really matter, right? That's just a part of life. So first of all, like my morning routine right now is pretty dialed in. And I think the the main catalyst or like the main, yeah, let's say catalyst was implementing praying on time, right? So Fajr prayer, you have to pray it before the sun rises. So these days I'll wake up at like 5 a.m. to like 6 a.m. Ideally, I want to be waking up at 4:30 and then I'll take a quick shower, uh, just so like I'm awake and I can do wuzu at the same time. Two birds, one stone, right? Um, to the guys who wake up and have a cold shower first thing in the morning, like props to you. I don't have the mental fortitude or toughness to be able to do that right now, or I guess discipline, but who knows, maybe that's something I'm gonna start doing. But yeah, so I will pray and then generally speaking, I will head straight to the gym, right? Get a quick workout in, get the blood flowing and like my brain working. And then outside of that, it's like if you accomplish something like hard first thing in the morning, like you have the confidence to like keep doing hard things throughout the day, you know? And plus like you get the good endorphins and like there's just so many benefits I find of doing it first thing in the morning, especially because like you don't know how your day is gonna go. Maybe you'll be tired by the end of the day and then you can come up with like a million and one different excuses not to work out, right? And if you don't maintain your body, like you're not going to be able to maintain your mind, right? That's why they say a strong body, strong mind, strong soul, or strong spirit. Like all of these things you have to maintain, right? You can't just like let one go and then think like the others are going to be good. So in terms of like my workout, like for those of you who've been like watching and wondering like how the hell did this guy lose so much weight and like put on so much muscle in such a short period of time? First of all, I think it's the medications I'm on. So like Vyvanse produces your appetite and makes you lose weight. And then Synjardy, same thing, like uh, it's for like diabetes, right? But like outside of this, like even prior to like me being on these medications years ago, like I went from maybe 220 pounds down to like 170 in a matter of like 12 weeks before my sister's wedding. And the only way I was able to do this is because like I've had so many different trainers and like studied so many different versions of like working out throughout the years because like I've never been like in good shape, you know? I was like skinny fat as a kid and then just like fat, I guess you could say. And then like I got to a point where I was obese, like and I know like, a lot of that's my diet and like the environment and just like my own like shit that was going on, you know? But so I came up with this like workout that seems to work really well for me. This is something you can try if you want. And this is another reason why I go to Good Life, right? So they have this like set of machines and I'll just literally superset every single exercise. So, and I do a full body workout. So I'll do like leg extension and then the one where you pull it back and then like chest press and then like back extension, biceps, triceps, whatever, like everything. And the thing is, it's like a progression. So week one, I'm doing 100 pounds for 12 reps for 4 sets. Week two, I'm doing 115 pounds for 9 reps for 4 sets. And then week three, I'm doing 130 pounds for 6 reps for 4 sets, right? And like the first time starting this, by the time I get to the third week, like it's freaking hard, right? And this is why I reduce the reps. But then so after week three, then it resets to week one. And then same thing, I go to week three, and then again it resets. So I do this cycle 3 times. So it's a 9 week shred program that I've kind of come up with. And then there's like a variation that I have as well to like build more strength. But by the time I'm in the third like run of this cycle, whatever I was struggling with, like the first cycle, so like 130 pounds, by the time I'm in like week nine, it's light work, right? And because I'm going 5, 6 times a week, I'm getting a lot more volume and like just the number of reps that I'm doing, right? So I'm able to like lose fat from like everywhere and build muscle at the same time. So this I find has been very key in like keeping me grounded and like motivated and just like being able to like build my own discipline and go and do more difficult things, right? Then again, like I'll come home, I'll take another shower. And yeah, like these days I'm probably showering like at least 2 to 3 times a day, depending on what I'm doing. It is what it is. And then I will go through these. So like even right now I'm in Saskatoon, but I brought this with me. So I have Daily Stoic. These are like little quotes, and then the journal, right? So this journal you make an entry in the morning and then again at night in regards to the same quote. And like it's cool because you can kind of see like where your mind was at in the morning and then again at the end of the day. Uh, then I will read around like a chapter or at least 10 pages of whatever book that I'm reading. These days I'm reading Courage is Calling by Ryan Holiday. So as you can tell, like I'm very much diving deep into like philosophy and like Ryan Holiday content these days. And it's working for me, it's beneficial. So you find what works for you and then you like just implement that and you double down on that, right? And then I will journal in my own notebook. Um, Minimum I gotta write is like 3 lines, and I find like it seems daunting at first, but then once you like build this habit of doing it, it's really not that daunting. And like if you set a minimum of just like 3 lines, you'll find that like there's so much that you want to write about that like you can't even fit it in 3 lines. And the next thing you know, you're writing like 3 paragraphs or like 1 paragraph, right? So yeah, I find just like having that small target allows me to kind of build some motivation and then go from there, right? Same thing with the gym. Like I didn't just go full blown, okay, I'm gonna go 5, 6 times a week. My old version, yeah, I totally would have done that. This time what I did was I was like, yeah, I need to commit to going like just like 3 times a week. And then it got to a point where I wasn't feeling sore and I still had energy. So I was like, why am I not just going 5 times a week? And then boom, now it's like I'm going 5 times a week, 6 times a week. Same thing with prayers, right? It's like I just set like, okay, I'm gonna do just one prayer a day, and then it got to a point where it's like, well, okay, this is like I'm able to do this. Let me just add more, and now it's like I'm praying all of them on time. So morning routines, very, very key for anyone who wants to be successful. And like, I guess the other thing we should talk about is like the point of waking up early or before the sun, right? So first of all, if you wake up before the sun, like you're just automatically gonna be like, okay, sick. Like if I can get up before the sun, like there's not much I can't do, right? The other thing is like there's a reason why high performers are either staying up until 5 a.m. or waking up at 5 a.m. It's because the rest of the world is still asleep, right? So you get like 3 hours of like being awake to just be with like yourself, right? So whether you want to read, you want to pray, you want to work out, like the world is just quiet, and this is where you get ahead, right? Because everyone else is gonna wake up and now like just kind of go about their day. Like they've just like fell into this. They didn't build a routine. So it's like they wake up, now they're like frantically rushing, trying to get ready, trying to like figure out, oh, what am I gonna do for breakfast? And like rushing to like get to work, stuck in traffic, and like just their whole day follows that rhythm, right? So like what rhythm you start the day with is the same way your day is gonna go. And again, like the key thing, like actually I forgot this. So first thing I do when I wake up is I say Alhamdulillah because I woke up, right? Like God doesn't have to let you wake up. Like we could die in our sleep. So every single day you wake up, like be grateful you're awake. You got another chance to live. You get another chance to like redo your life and like fix the mistakes, right? And the second very important thing is water. Like you need to drink at least 1 liter of water in the morning, like as soon as you wake up. Don't just chug it, like sip on it, especially if you drink coffee. Like you got to be hydrated before you take in like coffee or like caffeine or anything like this, nicotine, etc. Your body is majority made up of water, and like when you're sleeping, you're dehydrating, you're like losing your water. So replenish your water. Again, like I don't have a degree in any of this shit. I'm just telling you from my own life experience. Like this is what's worked for me, and seems to be working. So if you want to try these out, go ahead, try them out. And let me know if it works for you, and if it doesn't work, then like so be it. Life is an experiment. There's no rules for life. Nobody knows what they're doing. You just try a bunch of different shit. You see what works for you, and then you double down on that. You find out what doesn't work for you, and you remove that, right? That's literally it. It's simple. You don't need to overcomplicate shit. I think people like myself included, that we like to just be in our head. We like to be thinking. We like to be analytical. We like to like overcomplicate everything, including life. And life is really simple. You make choices, you make decisions, and then you don't look back, you know? So yeah, that's it for today, Zoo Crew. We're gonna see you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I'm gonna film this video because I'm flying back to Ottawa. And yeah, I'm assuming the sun is out now because I can see like the room is getting brighter. So yeah, that is Manzoor's morning routines and morning habits. Actually, wait, one thing before we end this video, I just remembered. Be very careful with what you speak into existence, right? I'm sure you've met people like this in your life where they'll say something and then it'll happen, right? So like I have one cousin, and anytime like he says something negative about somebody, like, and he doesn't mean any ill will towards these people, like it'll happen. And this has happened twice where he's been like saying about this like older person in our like family that, oh, like maybe they're gonna die. And then sure enough, like within an hour or like a couple days, the person dies, you know? Um, so, and like that sounds crazy, but like think about it in your own life. Like you must know a couple people, like their word is so strong that like when they speak it into the universe, it literally manifests, right? And this ties into this whole notion of like spelling and like casting spells and whatever, But the point I'm making is like, don't speak into the universe like, oh, I'm gonna fail at this, or like, I'm not gonna be able to do this, or like negative things. Don't speak this out into the universe. Like, if you're having negative thoughts, it's fine, keep it in your head. But like, don't speak it into the world. Don't give it power. Don't give it power over yourself because subconsciously you might end up creating it or bringing it into the world, right? So you might not have a problem, but like now because you're thinking about it and speaking about it, you're gonna create a problem that you didn't need or didn't have. And yeah, I guess the final point being also like, don't let fear and stress control you, right? Like if I, you can like if you have to do something and you're worried about it, it's like cool, you can be worried about it and then like thinking like, oh, this bad thing can happen, this bad thing can happen, this could happen, but it's like that's not productive, right? Either way, you have to get this job done. So it's like instead of using your mental bandwidth to like worry, put it in focus and like figure out, okay, this is what I have to get done, and then just get it done, right? And yeah, like do your best, leave the rest in God's hands. Zoo Crew, that's it for today. Peace out.